Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to do a new game this week called Peep Taste Test. Again, this is my friend Tony. He's here. He loves Peeps. He was a little scared initially that I was going to have him eat like 30 Peeps, and that just wasn't going to sit well, but it won't be that many.
I am very, very happy about that because about 30 Peeps and you just see me rolling on the ground.
Peeps are not the most healthy snack to eat, in case you didn't know that. So, all right, well, let's get started. I'm going to give you a Peep. He's completely blindfolded, can't see. So I'm going to give him a Peep, and then he has to guess what flavor it actually is.
All right, so feeling this, I'm already going to guess that this is probably a polka dotted one because it feels like a polka dot.
You feel the polka dots?
Yeah, there's a bunch of little tiny ones on it.
I think that's just how Peeps are.
Okay. All right.
He doesn't really know Peeps. Do you taste the marshmallow in it?
I think
there's some marshmallow.
I think that's the flavor that this one is marshmallow, you know. I'm going to go... First of all, I didn't even know Peeps came in different flavors.
Oh, all right. Well, surprise.
I'm going to say cherry.
Cherry.
Mm-hmm.
No, the answer is actually Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops?
That was Fruit Loop flavored.
Okay.
So, in case you didn't know that Peeps had Fruit Loops.
Well, what flavor Fruit Loop was it? Was it the cherry Fruit Loop?
It's all Fruit Loops.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just a generic Fruit Loops. Probably not name brand Fruit Loops, but more like Peep brand Fruit Loops. Alright, let's see what the next one is. See what your guess is for that. It's alright, I washed my hands yesterday, so we're still
good.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say this one does have a little, I feel something different on it.
Yeah, that's the eyeball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Peeps have eyes. They see you as you're eating them.
Is it really scary for them?
Yeah, I think it is. So what are you thinking? What does it taste like?
Oh, seeing as you went all the way out with like Fruit Loops and stuff like that,
right.
It kind of opens up the direction that these could be. I was thinking just like the traditional fruit flavors. So I think for this one, I'm going to go with pepperoni pizza.
Pepperoni pizza? Well, you might be correct because that is the mystery flavor. So maybe pepperoni pizza is the mystery? Really don't know, and I don't think you would have guessed mystery flavor. But
No.
All right, let's go with the next one. So you've gotten like maybe one-ish.
I think I should get credit for like 4 because it's a mystery.
Maybe. Probably not. What are you thinking? Can he guess it, people? Can he guess it? What do you think?
This one just tastes like sugar. It doesn't.
Isn't that all Peeps are? Is marshmallows and sugar?
Basically, but I'm not getting any flavor on this one. I'm going to go with the flavor marshmallow.
It is not. I mean, there's a marshmallow inside, but this is cotton candy.
Okay.
Cotton candy flavored Peeps here.
Which cotton candy is just sugar.
Yeah, exactly. So you were like kind of right, but it doesn't count because you didn't say cotton candy.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right, we have two more. Does it taste like cotton candy?
Oh, of course.
Because it's not.
Okay. Chocolate covered strawberry.
Chocolate covered strawberry?
Yep.
That is not correct. It is bubblegum.
Okay.
Apparently it's chocolate covered strawberry bubblegum.
It's
right.
bubblicious flavor, you know.
Alright, here is your next one.
I have a water bottle over here somewhere.
Yeah, there it is.
All right. right, I'm going to get this last one. I'm going to get it.
Oh, I was wrong. We actually have 2 more.
You have 2 more?
Yeah, 2 more. This one and 1 more.
This one feels like it's already been chewed. It's like really sticky.
I don't know who chewed it. It wasn't me.
David?
It wasn't me, Tony. It wasn't me. Believe me. Trust me. Don't trust me.
I don't know. It feels like it's already been chewed.
It hasn't. I haven't eaten it. Maybe Waffle ate it. Waffle's my dog, in case you didn't know.
He's cute though, so that makes sense. I'm okay with it then. Okay, this was definitely not peak.
Well, what flavor is it?
Is this a cupcake?
It is a frosted chocolate cake with cream filling from Hostess.
So
This is an advertisement, so Hostess, if you want to sponsor our next Collide Online, then here you go. Check us out and our 20 YouTube subscribers.
Was it the cream filling that I thought was what was chewed on?
Yep. I broke it open because it's like too big for a peep. So
That makes sense.
all right, here is the last one.
Okay, now this feels like a peep that hasn't been chewed on.
It is a peep that hasn't been chewed on. So what are you thinking here? What is this flavor?
So everything you've said has been kind of like desserty, candy type kind
Right.
of flavors.
Of course.
Even though Fruit Loop was kind of a little bit out there, it kind of gave me a little bit of like the outlier, thinking that
Right,
it was going to
it's-
be crazy things.
It's cereal. It's a
But
kind
yeah,
of
it's
fruity,
still cereal.
yeah.
So
Right.
I'm going to go something lemon.
Lemon? It is actually sweet lemonade!
Woo!
Good job. So you got like 2.5 out of 5. So,
And chewed up.
or 2.5 out of 6 since we had the Hostess. Alright, so you can take the blindfold off. And basically, almost like 2/3 of what I told you was a lie. Because I didn't realize when I bought all these peeps that they don't actually have flavors. They're just different colors. So they were all just plain old marshmallow peeps. So, anyway, but that was fun. That was Peeps Taste Test. So, check out the screen and we will be back in just a minute.
What were you saying?
Nothing.
Listen, Andy, if you read what I read this morning, you'd be scared too.
What did you read? I mean, what one-sided, unreliable source did you read from this morning, Carl?
It's called the Bible.
Oh, I didn't mean...
Oh, I bet you didn't. James 4:8. Wash your hands, you sinners.
Carl, that's not...
You ain't doing this again. There's a no special meaning, no gray area. It says it as pure as day. Wash your hands, you sinners. From now on, this is all I'm doing. If I'm not constantly washing my hands and staying clean, I'm not obeying God.
Carl, I'd hate to bust your nonsensical bubble right now, but that passage is way more deeper than that.
You're telling me I'm taking this out of context?
Yes, absolutely. See, Carl, this passage has nothing to do with washing our physical hands. All it's about is pursuing God and God alone. It's about turning away from our sinful desires and only pursuing Him.
Wow. I guess context is super important.
Yep.
I guess that means I never have to wash my hands again.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. You still need to wash your hands and be a decent human being.
I think I heard you loud and clear.
Please don't.
Thank you, Andy. Everything that you do. It's so special. Every single bit, all your knowledge of Scripture, it's the best. I love it. I love you. I love everything about you. You are truly an amazing man. And there's nothing that I wouldn't do to protect you. I'm going to protect you from everything. This virus, it doesn't have anything on us. We can defeat it together. All right? All right.
So my assistant, Tony, he had to leave. He had to go back to Massachusetts and be quarantined at Camp Hume. So it's sad that he's gone, but this is my
Not a bad place to be quarantined.
better, much more beautiful assistant, Amber. She's my wife, so I have to say those things. Tony, we love you, but she's more beautiful and she's better than you are.
Probably true.
So tell them about our challenge for the week.
Okay, so April Fool's Day is today.
Today.
So wish we could have done this sooner, but we didn't get to prank you or scare you or have any fun with you. So instead, we would like for you to prank your family. Do something that's really gonna scare them, though. The scarier, the better. And then we want to see those videos. How
Yep.
are we gonna see them?
So if you put them on Instagram and tag us at Valleybrook Students, that's one way. Or if you just are old-fashioned and have email, then you can email them to students@valleybrook.cc. Otherwise, you can text them to me, just some way that I'm going to get them and or see them. We will pick the best ones, most entertaining ones, the scariest ones, and you'll get some free food. We'll deliver way back to your house, or some other food. If they're closed, then maybe we'll find McDonald's or Taco Bell or just candy. We'll deliver some kind of prize to your house. Be creative with it.
Yes.
Don't just jump from around the corner and expect that to be it. I saw one video where a guy had a hoodie on backwards and he had the hood over his face, and he was in front of the refrigerator, and his mom thought that he was looking in the refrigerator. She came around the corner, told him to close the refrigerator door, and he jumps out and takes the hood off, and his face is there, and she screams and almost collapses. So be creative, but you can't steal that idea because it's already been done.
Yeah,
So
that one's out.
Be creative. Post it on Instagram at Valleybrook Students. Send me an email, students@valleybrook.cc. Text it. Record it. Send me the CD through mail. Whatever it takes. So, winner will be chosen next week.
Get on it.
Get on it. Hey guys, so as you know, we are in the middle of Cereal March Madness. Last week, there was a big competition between Frosted Flakes and Lucky Charms. This was a very, very close one, but Frosted Flakes won by 53%,
I don't agree.
and Lucky Charms had 47%.
I don't know.
The voters have chosen. Oh, I wasn't asking. I was just telling you. I did the math. So, actually I didn't do the math. Instagram told me. But, Frosted Flakes won, barely. Lucky Charms,
Ouch.
they're gone.
But it doesn't matter because
Cinnamon
Cinnamon
Toast
Toast Crunch is the best anyway. And it's gonna go, this is the finals. It's going up against Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes.
Um,
Alright, let's test this out.
No, we know. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is way better than Frosted Flakes. Everyone knows that.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch won by 95% or something. It was 95% to 5%.
Duh.
So, I don't even remember who they were up against.
It doesn't matter.
But now it's Frosted Flakes. Frosted Flakes for the win!
It doesn't matter because Cinnamon Toast Crunch is hands down gonna win. And if it doesn't, then you guys are weird. And I'm really sorry, Grace and everyone else with misophonia right now, for having to listen to us chew. So,
Right.
vote for Cinnamon Toast Crunch because it is the best because it has sugar literally on every single piece.
So does Frosted Flakes.
Nope, but-
that's why it's frosted.
You know what? Frosted Flakes get way too soggy, way too fast.
So go on Instagram
No.
tomorrow. It'll be on the Valleybrook Student Story. Vote for the one that you think is the best. Don't be swayed by her. So vote for it. It'll be up for 24 hours. And whoever is the winner, we will take all the names of the voters. We'll have it on a big wheel or a bunch of blocks. And the system will choose who wins
A box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
a box of whichever cereal wins. And we will bring it to your house. We will drop it off on your doorstep. We'll ring the doorbell, and we will run away like little children.
That's right.
It'll be fun. So, vote tomorrow on Instagram and pick your favorite cereal. Hey guys, tonight, starting out, I want you to think about a time in your life, maybe recently, maybe a long time ago, that you have had conflict with someone else. Maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a friend, maybe a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever. So just take a second and think about it. Really, for me personally, when I was growing up, I had conflict a lot. I would have issues with my parents or someone else, and basically I would yell because I wanted to be heard. And then they would raise their voice, I would raise mine, and it would not end well for me. I was always the person that got in trouble for it. And if I didn't yell, I would basically look down and I would start mumbling and like kicking the ground. I don't know why I did that. Maybe I thought that they wouldn't know that I was having an attitude, which was dumb because they could totally see it all over my face. And I was probably mumbling loud enough where they knew exactly what I was saying too. Amber, what about you?
For me, I don't deal with conflict well to begin with. I tend to avoid it at all costs, but there are times when you can't avoid conflict. It comes no matter what. So, a more recent, I can think of a lot from my childhood because I had a sibling, I had a sister. David didn't have siblings, so he doesn't know. He doesn't know, but you guys do.
I just had parents.
So I can think of a lot of times that I had conflict, but a more recent one, about 3 or 4 years ago, my best friend from high school and I kind of had a falling out, and I didn't really understand it, like why it happened. I think it was just a lot of things went unsaid, and it all boiled up into like a mess, and she just confronted me on a lot of things that were my fault or maybe not, but either way, it took us over a year to work through that. So, but now we're friends again, and I recently went to her wedding, so it ended well, but it was a rough time for me to lose one of my best friends. And to really feel like I had done something terrible, but I didn't really understand what it was.
So thankfully, Amber and I don't really fight much. We don't have a ton of conflict. Normally it's who lost the remote, where in the couch it's stuck, maybe whose turn it is to change Oliver's diaper, and it's normally hers because I act like I can't hear her. Anything else that we have conflict about?
I mean, recently, since he's home all the time, he's been leaving the toilet seat up. Like, what's up with that?
I mean, why should I have to put it back down? Why don't you lift it up for me? We'll deal with this later. We'll talk about it later. Just offline.
Offline. Off camera.
Alright.
We're gonna have some conflict.
So here we are. We're like 3 weeks of quarantine, 3 weeks without school, without... there's less and less people going to work due to jobs and businesses closing and things like that. So here we are like 3 weeks into that. So you've had 3 weeks at home with your brothers and sisters and your parents potentially 24 hours a day. So I'm sure you can think of a lot of examples that you've dealt with conflict. And you may think, we've had all this conflict, but none of it's my fault. It's my parents' fault, it's my brother's fault, it's my sister's fault, they chew too loud, whatever. Like, they don't listen to me, whatever it is. To be honest, to a certain degree, it is your fault. Maybe not completely. Like from Amber's story, it wasn't necessarily completely her fault, but she was somewhat at fault. So I think the start of things is we need to be willing to admit when we're at fault. So something
responsibility.
Yeah, we have to take responsibility. So at some point we all experience that tension. Maybe some of you experience it daily. Maybe some of you experience it every minute or every hour. Or maybe some of you it's, a couple of times a week or whatever.
Or every night whenever I want to smother David in his sleep because he's snoring.
Right. Well, we won't talk about that. That'll be later.
Also, we won't talk about that.
That'll be offline. So sometimes, especially right now when we're in that different environment, maybe we're struggling with fear or dealing with a lot of emotions, conflict can happen even more often. But we need to look and see what the biblical way and the right way of dealing with that conflict is. And honestly, when we have that conflict with other people, it doesn't only hurt our relationship with each other, but it can also hurt our relationship with God. because conflict can stand in the way of our relationship with God and take our focus off of Him. So Jesus talks a lot about conflict and how to handle it, and we're going to take a look at 2 verses tonight on how Jesus instructed us to handle it. Amber, will you read them? Of course, the first one is Matthew 18:15.
Matthew 18:15 says, "If your brother sins against you, go and rebuke him in private. If he listens to you, you have won your brother." I'm going to read 16 too.
Okay.
"But if he won't listen, take 1 or 2 more with you, so that by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses, every fact may be established."
So he's saying go privately to the person. Go one-on-one. And I think with social media and friends and how easy it is to talk to people today, going directly to a person is not done very often. A lot of it's done through text message, which can easily be misunderstood. Sometimes people don't always even go to the person. They just go on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat and
Start bad-mouthing them?
them or complain. Some people, a lot of this kind of happens with adults, is instead of going to that person, they'll list it online as a prayer request. And it'll be like, oh, well, I'm praying for my brother because he's not listening very well. So they'll list it kind of as a prayer request instead of actually going directly to the person. But Jesus instructs us to go to the person and talk to them one-on-one to help deal with that conflict. The next one is Matthew 5, verse 23 through 24.
"So, if you are offering your gift on the altar, and there you remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First go and be reconciled with your brother, and then come and offer your gift."
So, to give you a little bit of context here, people would travel from far and wide to go to the temple and to offer their sacrifice. It's not like they just walked down the street and Jesus said, no, you need to turn around and deal with this conflict before making your sacrifice. People would travel for days to get there. And Jesus is saying dealing with that conflict here and now is so important that you should leave, go and talk with that person before even doing this. So that's how important dealing with conflict was to Jesus. So Jesus is saying you can't be right with God and wrong with each other. And there's 3 ways that he shows us how to deal with that. He says, handle it immediately. Don't wait. Don't let this be, hey, when it festers, when it builds up and gets worse and worse, then, my mind will explode and my mouth will just go off and say everything. He says, do it immediately. Don't wait. And the second thing is he says, go directly. Do it directly. Go to that friend one-on-one and talk to them face-to-face rather than just bad-mouthing them and spreading rumors about them to other people. Because that's a major thing that I think is, again, easy for us to do. Far too easy for us to do now. And the third thing is he said, do it humbly. Go to them willing to admit that you're wrong. Amber, with your friend Brianna, you weren't 100% wrong. It wasn't all you, right?
No, it was both of us.
And
there was a lot of misunderstanding because our initial conflict was via text message also. So there's
Right.
that.
Right, so that's one of the things that we're talking about.
Yeah.
But you had to go to her, or she had to go to you and say, hey, I'm at fault, or I know that, some of this was my fault. Let's handle this. Let's deal with this. But when you go to a person who you're in conflict with and you say, hey, let me tell you what you did to me. It's not going to go well. So when we go immediately, directly, and humbly, we're following that example that Jesus set. And Jesus is the perfect example for us really in every single situation, but especially in this one. So the prayer is that you go immediately, directly, and humbly to them and to God. And when you go to God, you need to admit that you need His forgiveness. Sometimes people have the mindset with going to God and asking forgiveness and asking for a relationship with Him. They're like, I don't really need to do that because I'm good enough as it is. But that's really never the case, because when the scale is perfection, we're never there, we're never going to be there. So if you don't have a relationship with Christ and you don't have haven't healed the brokenness from that which comes from sin, then you need to go direct to God and ask for His forgiveness and admit, hey, I'm a sinner and I need you. And that's something that's so important. And maybe you're thinking through this whole thing, you can think of a list of people or just one or two people that you've had recent conflict with. You need to go to them too, and you need to ask for their forgiveness. Admit, what you've done wrong and really heal that relationship. Because one of the things that I want you guys to see through this time when you're quarantined, maybe you think, hey, I'm still busy, but you have a little bit of extra time because you're not in school all the time, is this is really the time to remedy our relationship with God, to spend more time with Him, spend more time reading His Word and in prayer. And if we have that brokenness, that gap that comes from conflict, either conflict with other people or conflict of missing a relationship with God, now's the time to handle that. Handle that now. So if you have any questions, if you want to know, hey, how do I do this, whether it's with a friend or family member or with God, let me know. Shoot me a text, a direct message, whatever, and I really want to help walk you through this. If you're like, hey, I want to start reading my Bible, I want to spend time with Him, but I have no idea how to do it, contact me or contact your small group leader. And we have some great resources that we can give you to help you do that. So, just to wrap up, I challenge you guys to think and pray about people in your life that you may have conflict with. Pray about how to handle this and really heal that relationship during this time. And yeah, you may not be able to do it through, face-to-face right now, but, this is a time, there's plenty of opportunities we have through Zoom and different things where you can go to them, you can go through a video chat and talk through things with them. So let me pray, and then we'll move on to small groups from here. Dear God, I thank you so much for your word. I thank you for just the instruction that you've given us on how to deal with conflict. And I pray that you will show us situations and relationships in our life that we need to deal with, and situations and relationships that we need to heal. God, I pray that you'll show us what those are and how to handle it. And God, if we have any prayer requests or we have any needs, we need help, I pray that you will also give us the strength to reach out to someone who can help us, and someone who is older and wiser than us, that we can just get their advice and they can help walk us through this. I pray as we go to small groups that we'll just have a great time of discussion and relationship building, and really just form that connection that we need so much during this time. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. See you in small groups.
Later.
Peace.